The narrative of Sodom and Gomorrah's destruction, as chronicled in the book of Genesis, stands as one of the most iconic and cataclysmic accounts in ancient literature. For millennia, it has been framed primarily as a theological event, a divine judgment rendered upon two cities through a rain of fire and brimstone from the heavens. This portrayal has often placed the story firmly in the realm of religious allegory, seemingly distant from the realm of historical and scientific inquiry. However, what if the description of this utter destruction is not merely symbolic, but rather a profound ancient witness to a real and terrifying natural disaster? Emerging geological evidence from the very region identified as the location of the cities of the plain reveals that the biblical account is rooted in a tangible historical catastrophe. We know that through biblical narratives, God has been known to act with direct, miraculous actions that defy physics. But for many others, he uses activities grounded in scientific observation that can be explained, and we believe that this is one of them. According to the Genesis 19 narrative, the event wasn't a gentle rain, but a catastrophic fuel-air explosion, followed by a fallout of burning materials and sulphur. The following is a step-by-step reconstruction based on the geology of the Dead Sea region. Decades ago, skeptics of the Bible scoffed at the notion of raining fire onto a city, a source of fanciful fiction. But now, it's been backed by science. The entire Dead Sea Rift Valley is exceptionally rich in hydrocarbons, bitumen, or natural asphalt, oil, and natural gas like methane. In fact, the ancient Egyptians imported bitumen from the area for mummification. These hydrocarbons constantly seep through the fissures in the earth. A significant earthquake, the Dead Sea Transform Fault, is a massive strike-slip fault, very similar to the San Andreas Fault in California. It is highly seismically active. The Bible itself provides this trigger. God overthrew those cities and the entire plain, destroying all those living in the cities, and also the vegetation in the land. The word overthrew is the same Hebrew word used to describe an earthquake. Step 1. The earthquake. A powerful seismic event ruptures the ground along the Dead Sea Plain, opening vast fissures and fractures. Step 2. Gas eruption. The earthquake forces a massive, high-pressure release of natural gas, or methane, and hydrogen sulfide from the hydrocarbon reservoirs underground, ejecting it violently into the atmosphere. A flammable, toxic cloud now hangs over the area. Step 3. Ignition. This cloud can be ignited by any number of sources present in a Bronze Age settlement. Open fires from hearths, lamps, or kilns. Static electricity generated by the massive dust and gas ejection. Sparks from collapsing stone structures during the earthquake. Step 4. The firestorm. The ignited gas clouds creates a massive fuel-air explosion, a phenomenon similar to a modern-day thermobaric bomb. This creates a supersonic shock wave and a firestorm that incinerates everything on the ground instantly. The heat would be immense, enough to vaporize organic material and melt metals. Step 5. The rain. Following the explosion, debris is sucked up into the atmosphere. This debris includes burning bitumen, chunks of ignited asphalt falling back to earth, sulfur balls. The force of the eruption ejects the near-pure sulfur nodules from the ground, hurling them into the air. Then they fall back to earth, raining down as brimstone. Ash and cinder, generally burning materials, fall from the sky. Then, in 2005, archaeologist Dr. Stephen Collins began excavating the massive site of Tel el-Hammam in Jordan. The archaeological layer there tells a story of a sudden catastrophic end that occurred sometime around 1750 to 1850 BC, fitting the Genesis event perfectly. According to Collins, the thriving, heavily fortified city was completely and violently destroyed. The destruction layer shows evidence of extreme heat. Pottery shards are melted and bubbled on the outside, yet the inside is unchanged. This requires instant, intense heat far greater than a normal house fire, capable of melting zircon crystals at 2200 degrees Celsius. Mud bricks melted. The upper parts of mud brick walls are missing, as if sheared off or vaporized. From the Lord out of the heavens. To an ancient observer, the source of the catastrophe would be inexplicable. It didn't come from a human army or simple forest fire. It came from the sky itself, from the heavens. A massive gas explosion originating from the ground would appear to be a cataclysm from above. Fire and brimstone. The falling burning bitumen is the fire. The falling sulphur modules are the brimstone. Overthrew the cities. This perfectly describes the effect of a major earthquake and subsequent shockwave, which would level stone structures. Smoke of the land went up like the smoke of a furnace. This is a precise description of the aftermath of a massive fire, consistent with a fuel-air explosion and the burning of asphalt and tar. The archaeological evidence. Sulfur balls embedded in layers of ash and burned material are the literal smoking gun for this event. They are the physical evidence left behind by this rain of brimstone. In conclusion, the biblical account of Sodom and Gomorrah is no longer a myth. It can be understood as an entirely natural, geological, and atmospheric event, and as a detailed eyewitness account of a catastrophe in biblical proportions in the book of Genesis. A population experienced a devastating earthquake, a terrifying explosion from the sky, and a rain of fire and strange yellow stones that burned with a foul smell. The only logical explanation for them was that it was a divine punishment. And it was. And the science now provides the mechanisms for what that divine punishment was. The geology of the Dead Sea area is the unique stage that made such a specific catastrophe possible.